So the back end's together, bolted back under there with the lift kit, wheels are back on, all the airlines and whatnot are all connected, reconnected. So I moved back to the front. This is the foot treadle from the Freightliner. It was too long, you'll notice missing the brake pedal. So what I did was I used the little treadle off the old Bluebird, which is substantially smaller, and I've temporarily rigged up a brake pedal for it. That's the Freightliner brake pedal. So I've got the firewall in here. Stored this nice leather Peterbilt air seat for $100. Yeah, so the firewall's in, and I've bolted the pedal assemblies in there. Got a temporary floor. And yeah, I've got to seam seal that, and that'll make it a lot quieter in the cab, a lot neater. Nothing poking through the floor. I pulled all the wires and connections and whatnot out from underneath the floor. So there's no, there was a bus bar there, and some, there was a shunt for the ammeter, and the valves for the chassis heat were under there, which was dumb because you've got to crawl on your back trying to figure out what's what. So I moved all that out from under. So the chassis heat's going here now, coming right off the motor into the where the heater is. I'm going to change that too. I'm going to put 2 heater cores off probably a pickup or a minivan. I'm going to have one for the passenger side and one for the driver's side, and I'm going to have some kind of a blend door to direct them both to defrost when needed. So I got a couple of motorized ball valves coming, and they're going to go on there, and so whoever's in the passenger seat, which is probably my wife, can crank the heat all by herself. And so yeah, so firewall's in, pedals are in, temporary floor's in, kind of mocked up the seat. It's going to go back a little bit, and I guess the next thing, it's all this. Fun. I have to figure out where it's all going to go because space is a little limited for this much wire. This is all the dash wiring from the Freightliner. So there's the breaker panel in there, all the connections for the ECU. There's another breaker panel. I think that one was mostly for ABS and a few other things. I don't know if I need that one, but regardless, a good chunk of this has to go back in. And this is the engine wiring harness component. That's all going to go back on there too. But that's fine. That's going to get wrapped around the motor. This one, though, all has to go up front here. So it should be fun trying to jigsaw puzzle that in there. Plus, of course, the air system, I haven't reconnected that yet. I've got to draw myself a new diagram of what goes where and replumb that. And those valves were down in Never Never Land there along the frame rail where you couldn't get at them, and you can't get at them even more now because I got that big monster transmission in the way. So I'm going to put them up front here, and I'm really hoping I can get a couple of the valves here on the new firewall. But I have this idea that by the time I'm done with all that wiring, there won't be room. We'll see.